All set.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Meeting called to order. Today is Tuesday, June 15th. It is now 7:04 p.m. West Warwick Town Council acting as a sewer commission via Zoom.
Roll call, Council President Goslin,
Here.
Councilman Messier,
Here.
Councilman Licciardi,
Here.
Council Vice President Williamson. Am I correct?
Yeah.
You are the Vice President. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Participating communities: Town of Coventry, Town of Situate, City of Cranston, City of Warwick, Town of West Greenwich. We have a quorum on record. Minutes of the previous meeting. We have the tabled January 19th, 2021 Sewer Commission minutes. Do we want to bring that back
Can you just
off the table?
Can you refresh me why this was tabled?
So, do you want me to take this, Christine?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Oh, just
Okay.
make it, we don't want to discuss too much, but I just want to know why it was tabled, and then we can move it for discussion.
It was tabled because of an unknown odor complaint, and we have since found missing odor complaint.
Okay, so do I have a motion to take it off the table?
Actually, I'm not sure that we do. I thought at the sewer subcommittee, we decided, did we not, that we were going to discuss it there? Am I mistaken?
No, you're correct. Jason was not at the meeting, so we,
No, Jason, Jason was at that one, I believe.
I was at the meeting, and you are right, absolutely right.
All right, so
So
we'll keep that.
I believe
so
that
we'll-
remains tabled for this meeting, and we should clear it up next meeting.
Okay, so we'll keep that on the table. No action taken on number one. So Christine, if you want to move on to number two.
Minutes of the April 20th. I'm sorry. Now you got me all messed up. Resolved that the minutes of the April 20th, 2021 Town Council meeting acting as sewer commission is hereby accepted.
Move approval of the minutes.
second.
Second,
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll take a roll call vote. Councilman Licciardi,
yes.
Councilman Messier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williamson,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
Okay, we move on to reports. The plant manager's report.
All right, good evening, everyone. This is operations at the facility for May. The average daily flow was 5.4 million gallons per day. Our maximum flow was 9.4 million gallons per day, and the minimum flow was 2.3 million gallons per day. Our CBOD removal, our facility received a 98.5% removal, which is well above the DM limit, which was 2.1 milligrams per liter. Our total suspended solids was 96.8% removal, or 4.9 milligrams per liter, also well above the DEM limit. Our total nitrogen, now that we're in permit season, is we're to be better than 7.62 milligrams per liter, and we achieved a 6.2 milligrams per liter. Our total phosphorus, our requirement is 0.1 milligrams per liter, and the facility achieved a 0.07 milligrams per liter. For sludge, the tons that we sent to Synagro was 365. The tons we sent to the landfill was 182, and the total tons sent out for May, 547. In the collection system, there were 5 sewer backups. 2 of them were public lines, Tampa Street and Laramie Street, and there were 3 private lines, Wakefield Street, Garfield Terrace, and Providence Street. For odor complaints, we had 4 in total. 2 were from the same house on Providence Street, 1 was at Blossom Street, and 1 was on Duke Street. And that completes my report.
Any questions for Jeff?
I don't have any questions, and it's maybe the version that I'm looking at. I don't see that report attached to the agenda.
She didn't have her attached. I apologize. I didn't.
No,
I thought she had.
make sure it's not me. I don't see it.
I don't
I
see it.
believe it was. I printed it down, what she sent with the email from there, and it was in there.
Hold
Did
on
anybody
one
else
second.
have an issue?
I'm on my phone reading that agenda. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I mean, it's listed, but I don't see the attachment is what the,
It's bold in red and doesn't let you click on it.
Right.
The next
It's usually
two do.
yeah, it's usually a blue link that gives you the attachment. So I don't know if there's any concern about approving that.
We can
Or
check
is that
into
just for,
that.
or is that just for informational?
Information.
I think so too, Tim.
Yeah,
That's not a
reasonable.
problem, Mary Beth, because I've got it, and all the information that Jeff discussed is on it, so it's just really memorializing what he said. And if this is added to the minutes after tonight's meeting, that should satisfy all the requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Jeff? Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Before we move on, Mary Beth, are you seeing anything
Okay.
else as far as any other attachments?
I see all the other attachments. I just don't see that one in clerk
Just
base.
that.
In
Okay,
clerk
I just
base,
want
I
to
don't see it.
check into it. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
It could very well be a clerk-based issue too.
Yes, it
Yeah.
could be.
Okay, the next we have the industrial pretreatment program report.
Good evening, everybody. This is the industrial pretreatment for the month of May. We did receive analytical results from our significant industrial users. We received them from NAMCO and Amtrol. NAMCO's results were all within permit. However, Amtrol, they reported levels of zinc in excess of their permit conditions. Due to that exceedance in zinc, a significant notice of violation was issued, and we asked them to retest during the month of May and submit a $100 fine. The program met with Amtrol to discuss this violation. The company, Amtrol, has hired a consultant to assist them with the treatment process and to investigate the cause of this exceedance. During their investigation, they found that the 2 conveyor chains were recently replaced with zinc-plated chains. This zinc is leaching out at high levels into the waste stream. Therefore, the waste stream is now being collected from this process and are currently being disposed of at an off-site treatment facility. The conveyor chain will be replaced with stainless steel to avoid this issue in the future. The program also conducted our annual inspections at Aramco Technical Center and Rhodes Pharmaceutical. Rhodes Technical Center has decreased the use of their lab over the past year, but they still request that this be permitted. Rhodes Pharmaceutical continues to operate at the level they have in the past. New permits were issued for Aramco at 498 Washington Street, Aramco Technology at 500 Washington Street. New England Testing Lab had filed a baseline monitoring report which showed exceedance from methylene chloride. This is an exceedance, and the New England Testing notified the program that will be retraining their staff and retesting for these parameters. With regards to the food service industry that was inspected during the month of May, Denny's was inspected. They're located in Warwick. During our inspection, the reports were not available. However, they were provided at a later date. Treehouse Tavern in Warwick submitted evidence of the cleaning of their grease trap. We are working with through the e-permit system in town for 971 Main Street in West Warwick. The building was originally built for 3 residential apartments and 3 commercial facilities. According to the state, the Fire Safety Board review, the program, the facility now has 5 residential apartments and 3 commercial spaces. One of the commercial spaces is Zen's Kitchen. They opened without a permit. The program is working with the building official to allow this fire safety work to continue as we work with Zen's Kitchen to get an application and a plan for their process. They also agreed not to give a certificate of occupancy until all of the requirements for Zen's Kitchen was approved. Plan review, plans and applications were submitted for Fuel Your Fire Nutrition. They're on Cohasset Avenue in Warwick, West Warwick. Plans did not meet the requirements and a letter was issued. Just to summarize new connections, the construction at 494 Cohasset Avenue in West Warwick has been completed. JP Morgan Chase in Warwick began construction this month. Exmont in Coventry also began construction. And Fact Customer completed the connection this month. That's all I have for pretreatment.
I know
Any
it's not
questions for Jim?
pretreatment. I know it's not pretreatment necessarily, but JP Morgan and maybe Chief Barone would want to comment. The in and out of that, how is that going to happen on that corner? Just something maybe for a future, if I can't imagine that's not going to be a terrible backup. You either have to go onto Route 2 or you go back onto East Main Avenue, which, or East Avenue, which I would think would be a nightmare.
Busy area.
It is a busy area and it probably won't
Yeah.
get better.
No.
Sorry. So no, I don't have anything else for Jim.
Okay.
Any other
Next.
questions for Jim? Thank you, Jim.
Okay, the Director of Administration report. The year-to-date operating and debt expenses for fiscal year 21 as of May 31st totaled $8,131,176, which is 87% of the annual budget. Fiscal year 21 sewer usage collections through May 31st totaled $7,321,080, which is 103% of the total billed. Of that, $147,467 represents interest. Fiscal year 21 sewer assessment collections through May 31st totaled $407,379, which is 145% of the total billed. Of that, $3,806 represents interest. Cash and investments through May 31st totaled $3,237,064. And that's all I have.
Any questions for Christine? Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome. Next, we have change order number 1 to contract number 2021-04 for solids handling facilities upgrade. Jim, I don't know if you want to discuss that at all. I know we've talked about it at the subcommittee meeting.
Let me just quickly go over it, and if there's any questions from the council, I'll be happy to answer it. This change order request number 1 is for $13,745.25. It's broken down into 2 elements. The first one is to furnish and install pressure reducing valves on the water line. During an inspection by the manufacturer of the centrifuge, they recommended that we reduce the water pressure going to what we call wash water to the centrifuge. It was going at a rate of 90 PSI. It had to be reduced to 50 PSI because they noticed excessive wear in the wash plates due to the high pressure. So we had to add that into the contract. Also, during the installation of the centrifuge, we had to break up the floor. There is conduit and electrical in the slab. And unfortunately, we did encounter one of those conduits, and those conduits had to be relocated during the construction. The centrifuge is now operational as a result of the relocation of these conduits. So in summary, the increase of $13,745.25 brings the total project cost to $777,745.25. Are there any questions?
I would move the approval of the resolution, the change order.
Second.
Moving second, any discussion? I think Jim just answered everything.
Yeah.
That's why I asked him if he would like to speak on that. All
All
right,
right.
next have,
I gotta take a roll call vote.
oh, I'm sorry. I was just moving it along. Sorry.
Councilman Licciardi,
Yes.
Councilman Messier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williamson,
Yes,
and I vote yes.
Okay. Consent agenda, resolve that the consent agenda having been posted, all matters have been referred to proper departments and being disposed of or awaiting recommendation. The same is hereby approved.
so I will point out that the resolution page is there, but when I scroll down, the attachments are not there either. I don't think. Again, please
I'll
check me.
I will. I'll, let me have Candy look into that tomorrow with, I don't know why it's not attaching. Does everybody else have it?
No.
No? Okay. Apologize. I will look into it.
So I assume that we should hold off on approving that since it was not attached. So I will table that.
I have
I
a
would move
motion.
to table that. Yeah.
I have a motion to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moving seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote. Councilman Licciardi,
Yes.
Councilman Messier,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williamson,
Yes.
and I vote yes. I just want to point out, this agenda was sent out late in the weekend, so I'm just wondering maybe if that had something to do with it also.
Yeah, she sent it out late Friday.
I actually got it Saturday or Sunday in my email.
Oh,
Well,
really? It was
Yeah,
big.
I think that's part of the problem too. I'm getting email a couple of days after it's dated, so I'm wondering if there is an issue with the system. So
We'll have to look into it.
All right, we're on public comment, correct?
Yes.
Any public comment on the sewer department? Hearing none?
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Adjourned. We'll take a 2-minute recess to get
Staying
everybody
right
else
here.
set.